keys to the candy store to the devil.
Welcome back to my review of Grotesquerie. Today we're diving into episode 5 and 6. There is a lot to unpack. I was really hoping we finally get some answers about the woman named Andrea, the mysterious name connected to the woman Lois saved, but unfortunately that thread remains unresolved. Instead, we find Lois and Sister Megan stopping by a motel where things take an eerie turn. Lois noticed that the receptionist had a bruise on her face, which immediately set off alarm bells. Sister Megan, always intrusive, sensed something is seriously wrong, and she was very spot on. The chaos outside the motel ramps up quickly. There's this bizarre scene where Lois is flipping through the TV channels, and all she finds are different storm warnings. It almost feels like a sign that the world is falling apart. Is the end truly near? The ominous storm seems to be some kind of foreshadowing, in my opinion. What's even more striking is Megan running out doing a shootout. When I seen that scene, I was like, why, girl? Why would you do that? And which it was unsurprisingly ends with her getting injured and landed in the hospital. The impulse act raises the stakes even further, adding to that desperation felt by the characters. One of the most intense moments comes during a heated conversation between Lois and Father Charlie. The two don't see eye to eye, and their exchange quickly goes south. Tensions rise as Lois discovers more about the mysterious figure named Glorious, who was recently released from jail just 2 months prior. Lois suspects that she might be behind the string of deaths that have haunted her. When they finally confront each other, Glorious dropped a bombshell. She claims that Grotesquerie is a false prophet. This revelation opens up a flood of new questions. What does Grotesquerie want from Lois? Is it using her or manipulating her somehow? These 2 episodes were filled with unsettling and disturbing moments, and the way the camera lingers on certain scenes really amplifies the sense of dread. Visually, in my opinion, the show continues to excel, especially in its use of contrast colors to set the mood. In this scene with Lois, we see that careful manipulation of lighting and coloring that shifts with her emotional state, which adds depth to her character arc. The cinematography effectively mirrors the mental and emotional toll on her, as well as the escalating tension around her. Now, I was rooting for Lois because I did not see a drink in her hand in episode 5 until Nurse Red stopped by and explained the relationship between her and Marshall. So Marshall confided to Nurse Red about the problems that were going on at home. The way Lois pulled that piece out and Red hauled ass, because Nurse Red had everything to say in that hospital of what she was going to do, threaten Lois and everything. And so I don't know why Nurse Red thought that Lois was going to be okay when she told that story about her and Marshall. Now I need to know how Marshall ended up in a coma and what happened. Did someone cause it, or was it some type of freak accident? I'm hoping we get some answers this season. I have a feeling that it's not going to be discussed. If this season gets renewed, I think we'll get more of the story about Marshall. Towards the end of the episode, Lois heads to the warehouse to save the women and children. Inside, she stumbles a room plastered with photographs of herself, revealing that someone has been watching her for a long time. But by who and for what purpose? The climax of the scene comes when a man attacks Lois, but in a surprising twist, he ends up on the ground. We're left with the burning question: who is this man? These 2 episodes raise more questions than answers, and I'm dying to know where the story is going to go next. Grotesquerie true motives are still shrouded in mystery, but the pieces are slowly coming together. Let me know your theories in the comments. Who do you think Grotesquerie really is? Also, don't forget to check out my review of From Season 3, Episode 3, along with my thoughts of the new series called Teacup, which I did a breakdown and a deep dive of Episode 1 and 2. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Make sure you like and subscribe, and until then, see you later.